Well, here we go again. They just released the body cam footage from the George Floyd situation. Y'all, this is bad. First of all, the body cam footage is going to keep those cops from getting convicted. Some people are going to freak out just from that. Some people are going to be happy about it. But bottom line, I'm not hopping on either one of those sides. What I am saying is that because that body cam footage was released and what it shows, those cops are not going to get convicted. You think about, for any of us who were around for the Rodney King verdict, think about how bad that was. It's going to be 50 times worse. You know, we're in this place where we're defunding police departments all around the country. What is going to happen when the police departments don't have the manpower and the resources to be able to deal with the aftermath of these cops not getting convicted? All right. The video itself, first of all, the whole situation was tragic. And I don't just say that because of the obvious. Yeah, every single one of us, when it first happened, every one of us were on the same page that, this is sad. This should not have happened. We were all on the same page. But, you watch this video, and at least to me, I felt like you can see, he may not have been a saint. Look, none of us are saints. None of us. Not one person watching this is a saint. So, I mean, in most ways, I think it's crazy to bring up the stuff that he did in the past. Okay, but while this video was going on, it really seemed like we're talking about someone who had a good heart. Now, here's the problem. He was resisting. From the perspective of the police officers, he was resisting. Now, from the perspective of George, here are a couple of things you need to keep, like we all have to keep in mind. One, he was high. And now I'm not saying that as that makes it where he deserved anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is because he was high, he was a little more erratic than he would have been if he was sober. All right, that's basically where I'm going with that. When you have, I don't know about fentanyl. I've never used fentanyl. I don't think I know anyone who's used fentanyl, but it's really bad. He had that in his system. I've never used meth, but I know some cats. I know some cats who are kind of methy. They're erratic. They can be erratic, but the whole thing here is that he had been shot previously by the cops. And if you keep those two things in mind, like he'd been shot in the past by the cops, and he's got some shit in his system that's making him act a little bit funky, you could see how he'd be completely freaking out throughout this whole process. What it seemed like throughout that video is the police officers were trying to get him to comply, and they actually were not being what's the word I'm looking for? They weren't overdoing it. They weren't muscling him around, beating him up or anything like that. They were trying to get him to comply. And like I said, what they saw is this guy's resisting. But the whole time what you're seeing is he's like even saying, like, I'm not trying to win. I'm not, it was almost like he was trying so hard to let them know that he wasn't trying to resist and that he didn't want to get shot, that he ended up resisting. And it was sad. Like it's the worst combination of events that could have happened at that moment, and that's what ended up resulting in his death. I'm not going to get into like all the autopsy stuff. I'm not going to get into who was right, who was wrong. That's not what this is about. What this is about is based on that footage those cops are not getting convicted. All right. Let's be aware of this. Let's have some conversations. Look, if the cops don't have the funding to deal with the aftermath, it's going to fall on us. All right. So, have a good night. Peace.